All right, ladies and gentlemen,
What a countdown.
welcome to Princes of Azemar, Season 5, Episode 10. Please do comment if you can hear me, because I want to make sure that everything is working properly. Here, hold on. Well,
Not that we don't trust the producer.
My voice is
very
coming out of my phone, so we're good.
In space,
We're running
your
the
stream.
we're running the game with me remote tonight instead of in front of the box that normally does the streaming. Let's start with a round of intros. In the top left, played by Lily and Alex, they are the twin blacksmith fighters. They're the Eldris brothers. You've probably heard of them. In the top right, played by our friend and Brandon. You can't hit him. He's too smart. It's Burnham Shortwick.
Hello.
It's the best intro.
Best intro, yeah.
The best intro when Koros isn't here.
Yeah.
In the bottom left, our paladin, formerly of the Morning Lord, formerly of Mother Night, but now of Ill Mater. Irina. And also, Evil Irina.
Oh, yeah.
You get paid twice as much.
The
Zero times
evil
zero.
clone created by hags deep within the tomb of annihilation that has a mental link such that the evil one can experience regular Irina's memories, but it doesn't work the other way around. Evil Irina. And last but not least today, played by our friend Lincoln, it is the fashion dragon himself, formerly known as Dirk Courage, Nadam Ilrio Nazir.
Woo!
Woo. With a cool...
We've got no Bobby tonight. He's off partying without us. But normally he would play the warlock with more vices than virtues, Koros Ravenrock. Is that
I have a
Bobby?
question
That's Bobby, yeah.
about
Yeah.
Evil Irina.
Hey.
Did you... Okay, the creation of that clone with shared memory link,
Mhm.
is that in the tomb with the hags?
Correct.
I'm asking, did you make that up, or was that a thing?
Oh,
I
was
don't
it
know
the
what you're talking about. That happened while you were there.
No, I'm saying, was it in the module?
What do you
Doesn't
mean
matter, it's
module?
canon.
Module.
It happened in the universe. I am simply scrying through a portal into another universe.
Oh.
to
Yeah,
tell
the
you what
light,
happens
the
as a result
light
of your
on
action.
Jake's face is not his laptop. It is a scrying spell
Vizerin is
Looking into
that
the
was
portal.
taught to him by Chris Perkins.
Okay, question answered. I feel good now, thank you.
It is a spell all DMs know.
All right, so last time on Princes, you all were at the Great Masquerade, a big old masquerade ball in the city of Tartosha.
And we looked great.
Gone there with Irina's mom, and y'all looked really great. I would tell you all what you were wearing, but the piece of paper with what you were wearing is back at home. When there was basically a peasant revolt, it was a little messy. They had a big old monster thing with them. And some of the mages, the mages of the Arcane Circle, the red-robed mages that you've seen, you saw some of them in Isari, you've seen some of them here in Tartosha. They arrived, peacekeeping force, to subdue this monster and these peasants. In the process, because several of you committed the crime of casting magical spells here in the old Empire of Azemar. That's a no-no. Y'all got arrested.
No, the one who didn't cast spells got arrested. I took the fall for you magic sons of bitches.
The one who aided and abetted the magic users.
All I
Aridin.
did was kick one guy in the nuts.
Really
Apparently
hard.
that's illegal.
Aridin and Koros were captured and taken to the Mage Asylum here in Tartosha. Meanwhile, Theo and Burnham escaped with the peasants out into the ratty part of town, out by the farms. Irina and Nadam both headed back towards the Sylvain Manor, Irina's family's home.
I also want to add, Irina was technically caught, but then let go.
Yes.
Yes, Salvador Ceniza.
The coolest NPC
Not
ever.
one of the mages. He clearly seems to hold a different role, working for the Queen here in Tartosha. Cool dude, tiefling, jet black, ebony color, with big ol' ibex horns, and a white cloak with a black cat on it. And when he pets the little black cat, the colors reverse
cool.
for stealth mode. he definitely spotted Irina doing I believe it was Dimension Door.
Yep.
With Irina's mother, and he was very kind. He came over and basically said, Miss Sylvain, you should tell your daughter to be much more careful. You know, it is illegal to cast spells without the authority of the mages here.
So, Baronum and I, last time when we were in the swamp, we also realized that, like, if we were going to be being hunted and stuff, we still need to go back to Sylvain Manor before we do that, because they have all our shit.
Yep. But hold on for 1 second, because Aridin and Koros were taken out of the back of that magic-proof cart. Darkness spells cast over their faces, so they could not see where they were going, led up some stairs until they were separated. This is a slight retcon. And Aridin, you find yourself in a seat, and when the darkness spell is lifted, you are in this office. And there's this desk across from you. There's some books and artifacts around the room. On the far side of the desk, a large chair with a woman sitting in it, facing in it away from you, looking out this large window that overlooks what you recognized as the structure of a mage asylum, because you had been to that one in Isari. The architecture is very similar. This is clearly the Archmage's office that overlooks the whole thing. And as she turns around in her chair, you see the familiar face of Valindra Shadowmantle, who you met in Isari on the floating heart of Upsal. And she says, "You were supposed to bring me the Soulmonger. Where is it?"
I'm pretty sure it's right where we left it.
I'm not so certain about that.
Well, it's really hard to get to, and not many people knew where it was.
It seems to have ceased its effects, so I would like you to tell me exactly how that happened and why you didn't bring it to me.
It kind of got destroyed.
No. Just, it was way too big.
You're not here.
I know, but it's been a really long time since we had that episode. You might not have remembered that it was...
I remember.
Okay.
Really? Jake froze. Does anyone else see Jake?
Yeah, give me just a second there. My internet every once in a while is cutting out. I'll be back in this. Here we go. Am I back?
Very serious.
All right.
She asked how it ceased its effects. I'm answering that.
Oh.
And you're not here.
Sorry, I was
She
out.
reaches over and passes her hand over a candle, and it lights with a green flame.
Green flame!
It fills the room, and the shutters over the window fall shut. And she says, "You never know who might be listening." And
Love
she
that
leans
movie.
in over the table and says, "I'd like to know exactly how it was destroyed and what it was."
Where's my friend Koros?
Your friend Koros will be fine, provided you give me the answers I desire.
Why aren't you asking him these questions?
He was directly caught practicing magic. You were only caught aiding and abetting magic users. It's much easier to bend the rules in a case such as yours.
Should I fear for his safety?
You should have thought of that before you began casting spells.
I didn't cast any
Yes.
spells.
You plural.
If allegedly they casted spells in self-defense to protect all the people that you showed up to protect, they were doing your job before you got there. It's kind of like, volunteer firefighters. Like they're heroes, national heroes.
I'm not here to debate the events at the masquerade or the finer points of the Empire's law
You're here to make a deal.
of the Davros Accords. I want to know what happened in Isari.
And I'm willing to give you that information if you're willing to give me something. Namely, assurances, of course, safety.
And she says, "I will do all that I can, but you are in no position to bargain."
Am I not? I'm kind of the only one with the information that you want.
There were 6 of you.
They're not here.
Be bold, bro. Nice work.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, I think I'm kind of okay at those.
Aren't you?
14 charisma.
I'm pretty good at
good.
those.
You were very persuasive. I feel like you could even have advantage because you're so but
18. And she says, if you give me the answers I want, truthfully, I will make sure that you and your friend are let go.
Alive.
Alive.
I don't want
You
you
leave-
tossing our corpses out on the street and be like, hey, technically,
Yes.
let them go.
You will leave the city of Tartosha alive.
That's a square deal. I'll abide by that. What do you want to know first?
What was the Soulmonger? Who created it? How did you destroy it? By what magic did it work?
Just to be clear, the Soulmonger was the decrepit one, right? What was it called?
forbidden one.
So, the
Soulmonger
Soulmonger was
was
the
the-
device that was sucking in the souls. The souls were feeding the Forsaken One.
Until
Okay.
Salik broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, I thought the baby was the the Forsaken one is the baby. I thought he was the Soulmonger.
No, he was being fed souls by the Soulmonger. The Soulmonger was this evil device that captures
Who
souls.
was managing?
Do we
I
even
thought
know
they were the
who
same
made
thing.
the Soulmonger? Was it the Crones?
You're missing some of the detail, maybe who made it, but Vizerin showed up right when you got there and was like, you found
And
my...
didn't he
so did the
fight-
Sararak.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
brought
he
his
fighted
Sararak,
Sararak.
though, and the soul.
Vizerin showed up and was like, I was wondering how long it would take you to show up. And then Vizerin showed up and was like, what the hell did you do with my thing? And Vizerin was like, oh shit. And then they started fighting.
So
And then as a part, they
Sararak,
ran out of spell starts and were just
so
scrapping each
Sararak
other.
was sponsoring the Soulmonger.
It said Sararak Technologies on the bottom.
Like, is that fair, Jake?
It seems that it may have been some combination of a Sararak and Vizerin. The exact details maybe not all the way clear.
Gotcha.
So we know they were involved in setting this scenario, baby feeding with souls up.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
I can, in fact, if you give me an
For time's
insight
sake,
check, I can give you a little more.
Oh, okay.
Excellent, another 18.
It's just like Monday.
But hey, no
You've
jinx.
had some time to reflect on this and talking to other people, and you've put 2 and 2 together here. So, here's what you think went on. You know that a Sararak built this tomb a long time ago to feed phylacteries with souls, because the tomb is meant to basically kill anyone who comes in it. And there's all these treasures to attract people to come to it. And so he built a thing that captures souls locally to his tomb as people die in the tomb. It seems that perhaps Vizerin, because Vizerin seemed quite attached to this Forsaken One thing, that he had maybe co-opted the purpose of this device, attached this evil baby
Plugged
to
it in
it.
and then cranked it to 11.
Exactly.
Got it.
That's what you've been able to intuit.
That makes sense.
Got it. Do you want me to go over this in character?
If you're going to share all that information with her, you can just say that you do.
I'll just do all that. I'm not going to tell her everything I know about where the Forsaken One comes from unless she's going to specifically ask.
No. And she says, really? Vizerin Devere.
Yeah, he's kind of a huge pain. Have you dealt with him? I feel like everyone's dealt with him at least multiple times.
Vizerin Devere is first of the arcane.
Yeah, that tracks with what we've heard.
And she says, I am third of the arcane.
So what you're saying is upward mobility. If he gets knocked out, you can be second.
Before Vizerin supplanted Zavarin, I was 7th of the arcane.
So technically you might owe him, but I really feel like you should focus more on the supplanting. Is really good for you.
Arcane math is weird.
Burnham gets it, but Brandon doesn't.
Yeah.
Look, you don't have to do anything with this information. I'm just telling you what you wanted to know.
She says, Vizerin Devere has put out a warrant for the arrest and capture of you and your comrades. You see, he has been waiting for quite some time for you to arrive, as far as I can tell. Additionally, he was unable to scry any of your party that he had known before. As I understand it, when he attempted to look in to see where one of you were, he simply got images of Interastronax. The night between stars. You may know it as the astral plane.
Can Nicole ask for clarification?
Yes.
When you say knew before, what, like knew before what?
Before he arrived on this plane.
So, like, he knew us from Barovia and from fucking Faerun.
OG, yeah.
However,
That place.
and I'm beginning to believe that he may have discovered this, if your story is true, when he caught you damaging and destroying his creation. A member of
Saving
your
a lot
party,
of lives in the process, I just want to be clear.
a member of your party native to this plane, through which he could scry.
Oh, god damn it.
Again! No!
I was called back to Tartosha specifically to make sure that we caught you and your friends. I was to send you directly to his presence in his seek. But if this information you're telling me is true, I'm not sure I want to send you straight to a seek.
I'm not sure I want to be sent straight to a Seek. So what are we going to do?
She says, well, originally I was planning to send you out of Tartosha alive and directly into Vizerin's clutches, but...
Sorry, can I have this
Again?
water? Thanks.
Cut out again. I didn't hear what you said.
Alex leaned out and took a drink of water and said, "Can I have this water? Thanks." And just drank it.
And she says, I take it from the way that Vizerin has been acting about you and your comrades that you and he have a history and that he very much does not like you and that the feeling is mutual.
Yeah, you could say that.
She says,
We've gotten in his way a lot. He's gotten in our way a lot. He wants to kill, thousands of people. We want them to not die. It's a classic runaround.
This is the best interaction ever.
if Vizerin were to fall out of the Emperor's graces, I would be quite amenable to that situation.
I'm saying, man. Going up in the world.
She
Mutually
says,
beneficial.
You'll have to leave Tartosha quickly. The laws here are quite strict, and if word got out that mercy was given to magic users, it would problems for months.
I understand. I undermine your authority. I've been there. Not really, but
She says, we're going to keep in touch. And she slides a sending stone across the table to you.
You have a lot of burners, Eridan. Put a piece of tape on it. Write the name.
go in my ear.
She says, I'd recommend advising your mage friends not to cast any more spells during their stay here in our empire.
Technically, he's a wizard and a warlock.
Mage is a catch-all term.
I will do that.
And she says, it will take some time to clear your friend Koros, but you can go now. I'll make sure he meets up with you.
I appreciate it.
Should you test to make sure it's a sending stone and not just a rock she gave you to get you to leave so she can torture your friend?
I
I got some bubble gum. I got a candy cane. I got a rock.
got a rock.
Like, make sure.
I kind of feel like I want to do another inside check just to make sure that she's being truthful about how this actually will be in her benefit, and like so she understands that we're working together and that she's not actually just using me.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
Hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
oh,
better at this than I am.
One last thing. Don't mention any of this in front of your dragon friend.
Okay.
It's through him that Vizerin can see your party's actions and movements.
But now that we know that we can give him a talisman, I'm not scrying. Yay!
Got it.
The dwarf might also have the same problem.
The two talismans of anti-scrying. Going
Got
once,
it.
going twice.
Okay, so keep it to the extra planar folks. Thanks. See you around. This is good water. Thank you.
She gestures for one of the mages at the door to see you out. The mage walks over to you as you stand up and sits you back down and casts darkness on your head again.
God, again. All right. You live in a giant mage asylum. I doubt it's that fucking hard to find, but sure.
They don't want you to know the layout of the asylum.
Oh, this is when a keen mind feat would come in so handy.
Right?
15 steps, right turn. 35 steps, left turn. Then we stood there for a while, and I don't know why.
And eventually, you get to these doors. You're sort of pushed out. The spell is dispelled, and doors slam shut behind you. You're standing sort of at the top of the hill, and like the other side of town, at the entrance to the mage asylum.
Thought you got a horse back. All right, that's fine. Start walking, I guess.
We can start doing that. We'll do a quick meanwhile.
2.
Irina and Nadam.
Oh, that's me?
And I guess Theo and Bernam, because you also headed back to the Sylvain Manor.
Aye. She's missing.
So, Irina, you made it right home, got your mom taken care of. She's resting now. Shortly afterwards, Nadam arrives. And then a short time later, Theo and Bernam eventually show up.
Oh, good. You got out.
Yeah. Some guy, Salvador, some, helped me.
Would I know that by any means? Like, would there be any reason for me to know who that is?
Salvador.
Have you been to Tartosha before?
Yeah, I said that I had.
Okay, why don't
Like-
you give me
like
a
half
history
through.
check then?
Okay.
Irina, who helped you? With what? How?
I dimension doored out trying to get my mother free of the chaos, and some guy saw me dimension dooring, and I was worried that we would have the same problem. But he actually just helped me and essentially told me to be careful.
Some guy, just some
Salvador.
random person?
And I think he was somehow related to the mages, but not one of them. Or maybe he's a mage, but not one of the force, I guess. Salvador, how do I say his last name?
Ceniza.
Ceniza.
Ceniza. Yeah.
Oh, I don't spell.
Bernam, when it takes you a minute, but when you hear the name Salvador Ceniza, you know that him as the Red Sphinx's black cat, the Red Sphinx being the queen in Tartosha.
Thinks his black cat.
Ooh.
That's a dangerous one.
He's got a reputation. A lot of other folks on the Queen's, the Lion's Guard for the Queen, don't like him. He's sort of an outcast, but he is also has a reputation for doing whatever the Queen needs.
Oh.
Oh, they won't make any friends there. We need to bust them out.
Okay. Maybe should we go talk to Salvador? Maybe he can help.
I don't know if I'd talk to them.
Well, maybe even if we're not asking him directly to help us, because that's probably a bad idea, we can ask him about how the mages operate.
Sorry, did your mask stay on the entire thing? Because mine did not.
I mean, he knew who I was,
Okay.
but I did have my mask on.
How about Theo? Did your mask stay on the entire time? Because you didn't do
I don't
magic.
think I took it off. The only thing I was doing was crying.
I'm a bit recognizable here, I think. I probably shouldn't go with, but maybe if Theo goes in our place.
Mm.
What do I need to go do?
Talk to Seneza.
I could do that.
Is his first name?
But my general feeling is we gotta get out of here fast.
Yes, but we need
Are
to get
you
a
back at your house yet? Sorry, where are we?
We're at the house.
We're back
Oh,
at
we
the
are.
house. All of us, yeah.
Oh, I'm like grabbing my shit and making sure it's all there, and Aridin shit is there, and all that.
Yeah, I guess I changed too. I forgot about that. I changed back into like
I
armor,
also changed.
and most of my stuff's in my bag of holding already.
But yeah, I agree. We need to get out, but we need a plan for getting Koros and Aridin out.
Yeah, I agree. Aridin didn't cast magic, and that's what they seemed mad about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that he may be released, but I don't want to take that chance. They seem pretty lame.
Yeah.
So,
All right. How about this? How about you?
is your mom home too? Is she cool?
She's asleep. Yeah.
All
She's
right.
okay.
How about whatever we do, I don't think we should stay here and discuss it. Write your mom a note, do whatever you gotta do, but we gotta bail, because if they do decide to come looking for the rest of us and question us, we don't want to be easy to find.
Okay, you're right. I will gather all my things like they're doing and write my mother a note.
Yeah.
And Theo, why don't we all break up and Nadam and Baranum, because they're more recognizable, go do something else, and you and me go to Spanish Sneezy Dude.
Sounds good.
And
Can I ask Nadam to disguise all of us?
I'm not sure he has the capability.
He dressed us
What do you
all.
mean?
Does he have like disguise?
He is Fashion Dragon.
He is Fashion Dragon. I mean, he can make outfits for all of you, but disguising all of you would take quite a bit of time, and maybe it would involve some checks.
Good differently.
Ball, right? We could just wear a different ball outfit.
Yeah. I also like my network cut out again when you guys were describing the plan, so someone wants to repeat the TLDR.
That we are gonna split up gang
Mm-hmm.
because Baron and Nadam are recognizable, is our concern. Baron, I'm not sure we should dress in finery again, only because if we look like we went to the ball and have another masquerade costume on, if they're just asking regular people what they saw, we just don't want to be a target. And also the peasants seemed pretty upset about people being high class, so if anything, we want to look lowbrow. You and I walked back here through like some of the peasants' quarters. Is there a place that we saw that was kind of divey looking that we could meet up with the gang at later?
Sure.
Near the edge of town, ideally, because
There was. I think we looked for a little divey. I don't remember, a little place that was trying to act.
Yeah, I wrote it down last week, but it was on a piece of paper. I don't know with me.
I think we found like a place to stay that was really cheap and like hidden away. It was like in somebody's attic or something like that.
Hashtag Airbnb OG.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, great. Well, if you think you remember your way back there, then whatever you and Nadam decide to do, we can definitely meet you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if Sinisa doesn't know much about my brother, he seems like a guy with a lot of information. I find it really weird that he didn't arrest you.
me too, but he seemed to know my mother, so family connections, I suppose.
That's classism for you, am I right?
I mean, yeah.
What's your history check for?
Yeah.
Fairnum just did a history check?
That was a while ago.
Oh, it like literally just made the blooping sound on my screen. That's really
That was because of the message.
All right. So, kind of wait. Lincoln, his computer crashed and he's rebooting. I'm going to do another quick meanwhile back to Eridan, and then I'll try and cut back once we get Lincoln back again. Eridan, that voice on that sending stone that you were handed, her voice starts making noise out of it.
Boopy, boopy, boopy.
And she says,
Eridan speaking.
I suggest you start running. You hear coming from back inside the asylum behind the gates the clomping of hoofs.
Oh.
And you hear, yeah!
Oh. Are there any rocks nearby that I can scramble over that would be difficult for horses?
You could start running down this hill on not the part that's the road.
Okay. Should I athletics or what? Am I just running?
Yeah, why don't you give me athletics? Yeah, that sounds good. And she says, make it look good.
Okay. It's 22.
All right. So you start scrambling over rocks, and then with a bit of time, like over some swampy brush that's out there, and that carriage from before, the gates swing open. And that carriage from before comes riding out, a bit of a ways down the road, and until it's much closer to where you are now, and a few of the mages, that cart like screeches to a halt, and they're sort of looking over the thing, and a few of the mages sort of drift off of it. And are floating,
God.
and chasing you into the swamp.
Oh, God.
What's going on?
All right.
The ring wraiths in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, what the hell?
I feel like they're like those dudes. They're like, I smell him that way.
Yeah.
Now that Lincoln's back, we'll meanwhile back. Now that we've put Eridan in danger.
Great.
So they want to split up the party to go talk to Salvador Siniza and to figure out what the deal is with Eridan and Koros, and they wanted you to put them all in disguises.
Deal.
Cool.
So give me, I don't know.
Rena suggested that she and I go to Salvador Siniza to see what he knows about the Arcane Circle and maybe the fate of our friends, and then Baronum was concerned that you and he would be recognizable.
Yeah, probably. Sure. What kind of check would you like?
Anything
I don't know.
lowbrow. We don't want to look too nice because of the rebellion going on.
That's not what he asked, Lily.
Oh, what?
He asked what kind of check he should make. A disguise kit check. So what would that be? I don't know. Intelligence? Dexterity? Intelligence?
Dexterity or charisma
No.
or wisdom.
I guess deception.
What is it for disguise? Disguise is a skill, guys.
It's not a skill.
Traits.
Well, it used to be in the olden day.
Back in my day.
I'm
I'll
proficient
give
in
it a
painter's supplies.
Are you not proficient in a disguise kit?
No.
Then we'll
I
do
just
just a
have
straight.
good fashion style.
We'll do a straight charisma check then.
Cool.
Just put on makeup on. Like, just give us a nice brushing up. We look very smooth.
Really? 6?
No,
We don't even look that smooth.
we look like clowns.
You all look like you were wearing disguises. Like,
You look
I
like
don't know how
all
to make
Marvel
disguises.
characters
I
when
did
they put on
theater.
disguises.
no, you look like Count Olaf and his troop when they are in disguise.
Theo is very impressed.
So everyone will fall for it.
It
Right.
works every time. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm not very good at this, you guys. I don't know why you wanted me to do this. I can dress us up for a party really well.
Well,
Hey,
I think it's great.
monocle.
Nick, I feel like I'm channeling your energy. I'm consciously overeating on pasta.
Yum.
That's what I'm doing too.
All right. So,
Maybe
where
don't wear
are
my disguises.
Burnham and Nadam going?
If we're disguised,
We're not disguised.
Also, I don't know if you were here when we were saying we all have all our stuff, and like Irina left like a note for her mom because we can't stay here.
Everyone's
Yeah,
packed up. Yep.
you and Theo were gonna go to
Siniza.
why can't I remember his first name? Salvador's.
Spanish sneezy dude.
Yeah, Spanish dude. what was your idea for us? Because if we're not going there, then
I didn't have an idea for you guys. I didn't get that far.
Sorry.
Well, I thought that you were just saying you didn't want to come because you're worried about being recognized.
Yeah, exactly. I thought there was something else we could do.
If there's honestly, if you want to go try to find
You can find the Mage Asylum
of anti-scrying as soon as we find out about that, go do that. But I guess we don't know about it yet.
We don't know
Yeah,
about
you don't know that yet.
But you could find the Mage Asylum.
I guess, yeah, we should be able to. Let's go outside and let's go outside and look for the Mage's Asylum.
Let's look at that.
Whenever you want to sync the timelines up, I am going to send out a mayday.
I'm aware that hasn't happened yet. All right, let's do Theo and Arena first.
Okay. I don't know where to start now that I think of it. I'm going to ask our butler.
I was about to say your butler is able to tell you that Salvador Ceniza works out of the Queen's office. So there's like the palace, and then there's like where all the business gets done.
So we're going into the heart of the bureaucratic system right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's late at night though, so you think that it'll be mostly empty, but he'll probably be up doing paperwork after all of this.
Cool. You want to head there, Theo?
Yeah, sounds good. You know how much I love bureaucrat.
So you all head there, and when you sort of come in the front, there is like an area where there would be like a lobby and a receptionist, and like to receive people, and to whether they have bureaucratic business that they have here, or they have dealings with the city guard or whatever they need to, and it's late, so it's actually empty in there right now. But the front door was not barred or locked.
Is there no receptionist?
There's no receptionist, but you do see that like the area, the next room, the hallway that leads off to the next room, is just like there's some torch or candlelight back there, and you do hear some noises of some people working.
You want to go that way?
Yeah, I can pop in and see what they're up to. We head that way.
Yeah, you turn your head around the corner, and it's like it's a big open room with a bunch of different desks in it.
Hella scribes.
So
Well, not scribes.
you would
Hella
assume there'd be
people writing.
scribes, but
Do the V tribes.
yeah,
Sorry, a little bit.
everything cut out there. Don't joke about it, because then I can't tell. I didn't hear anything that you said, Lil.
I said, well, not scribes, but just hella people writing.
No, it's empty right now.
Hmm.
Except for one desk back towards the wall. You see a tiefling gentleman, all black, large ibex horns, white cloak, at a desk, just taking a few notes.
I nudge Arena and I'm like, is that the guy?
Yeah, that's him.
Sweet.
Just knock on the side of the
Doorway.
wall.
Yeah, he just goes, oh, apologies, I should have locked the door. And then he notices Irina. He says, oh, yeah, we're closed. Lady Sylvain, please come in.
Firstly, I would simply like to thank you. I put myself in a little bit of a precarious situation, and I appreciate your help.
He says, parties can be full of precarious situations. There is no need to thank me for a social faux pas. And he winks.
And I like gesture at Irina because I'm like asking her to introduce me.
Oh yes, of course. This is my most esteemed friend, Theo Eldris. He is not only the greatest blacksmith ever graced this planet, but
In the distance, you are hey!
but is also a general of our army. I guess it's not our army, but you get the point.
He holds out a hand and says, excellent to meet you, General Eldris.
Likewise. I
Shakes
see that
hand.
you've done my friend a great kindness.
And he says, how can I help the two of you this evening?
Well, as you know, it would have been most unfortunate should any capturing, arresting, whatever you want to call it in this place, befall her. And something of that nature seems to have happened to our other friends, namely my twin brother. He is only slightly less good looking.
Yeah, the mage and his assistant. His
A
aide,
mage and
aider
an
and
assistant.
abettor.
Wait till Aridin hears that. Is that how they're describing it?
And he says, I'm afraid there's not much that I can do. The mages act on the authority of the emperor. I act only on the authority of the queen.
I don't think we'll be staying in Tartosha terribly longer than tonight, but you seem to be well acquainted with the inner workings of this place. Is there anything you could tell me about the mages and how they're organized? I'm not from here and very unfamiliar with these customs.
Of course, the mages are an organization under the empire. They are loyal to the emperor and have been part of the old empire of Azemar for thousands of years. When young ones show magical predilections, they are taken to the asylums where they are raised to be mages under the arcane circle and become the protecting and fighting force for the empire.
He just fell asleep and it was really cute. She's under a blanket.
Places as distant from Azai as here, they serve as auxiliary forces, but in the core of the empire in Azai or Isik, they make up the city guard, the army, the universities.
Interesting.
Is there something in particular that you would like to know about them?
As I say, I'm a traveler here, and I find it odd that all magic users would be sequestered in such a way.
The empire has a bad history with the open practice of magic. The history of the dragons, of course, you know. And they resent its use and wish to avoid additional calamity. Though, with the calamity 1 century past in Guaya, I'm not sure that many people believe them anymore.
Do I know about the dragons or no?
I don't think you know about the dragons, no.
I was going to say, these dragons you speak of. Tell me about that. Never heard of them.
You mean you have not heard the stories? They're the
Shockingly,
foundational
no.
stories on which our world was made. You must be from very, very far away then.
Quite far and in a very remote and isolated part of the world.
Well, thousands of years ago, the dragons ruled over all of Azemar. Well before it was called Azemar. The dragons here created these large cities. Tartosha was one of the dragon cities. Each dragon led their own city and held what they would call the lesser races as slaves.
Is that when they started making slaves of, sending away all magic users to be properly trained in governmental systems?
No, that came much later. You see, the elves of what is now Azai met with the dark elves deep in the tunnels in the mines that they were mining on command of the dragons. And the dark elves did not know the yoke of the dragons. And they showed the elves of Azai that they could fight back against the dragons. And so it became that Azai became a free city.
Oh, well, that's very convenient.
Yeah. What was this calamity you spoke of?
The one 100 years ago.
Yes.
Much more recent, sounds like.
You actually know about this most recent calamity because Sophia did tell you about it a while back. Basically, Kuaya used to be sort of the breadbasket of the empire.
Oh, yes. And then,
that shit happened. It got turned into a desert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you guys actually already knew that bit.
Okay.
Well, I would say Tartosha was a nice dragon city, except that they arrested my friends, so I feel like it's less awesome.
Is there any? I'm sure there isn't, but at least for a friend who didn't perform any magic, is there any like a court system? Is there an appeal process? Can we?
The mages are judge, jury, and executioner.
As I suspected.
Feels very Barovian.
You seem
They
quite.
are.
Go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
He says they are the hand and the power of the emperor.
You seem quite comfortable with this system of organized power.
This is how it has been for thousands of years.
It seems wildly unjust to have one source for justice.
The mages are not, how would I say, emotional beings. They are tools. They do exactly what they are told, no less. They are very effective forces of justice.
So you find them impartial.
Their masters less so, but the mages themselves, any that you see in red robes, yes.
Well, I find their lack of empathy
Disturbing.
and their lack of partiality unacceptable. But here we are. I've also seen mages in blue robes.
Yes, these are the mages of the arcane circle, masters of the others.
Ah, so there is some sort of governing council.
Yes, a circle of 12 mages.
Is there like one mage per city? How does that work?
Each city has an archmage, though they do seem to rotate and move around.
Is there like a superhead mini circle mage dude, or is it just 12 and they're all equal?
Well, for quite some time, Davros was first of the arcane, leading the mages. The mages answer to the circle answers to Zavarin, and Zavarin answers to the emperor. But in recent years, he has fallen out of the emperor's grace, and there's a new first of the arcane.
Okay. Who would that be?
I believe his Devere.
I literally do this.
Just pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Excuse my friend, we know of Vizerin."
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him yet.
Pray that you don't. Pray every day to every god you know that you don't.
Especially the Almater.
Especially on Miter.
I don't know. I met Zavarin on an occasion once when he was visiting Tartosha. First of the arcane seemed like well enough.
I'm sure that he is nothing like his. What's the opposite of predecessor?
That's
Heir?
what you mean. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the opposite. Yeah, I don't know.
Successor.
Successor, that's it.
I was like, there's a word.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Zavarin was wildly charming and excellent at his job.
And he says, well, I appreciate your warning, but I'm afraid that regardless of the history of the mages, you will have trouble pulling your friends from their clutches.
Do you have any idea of where they would have been taken?
And right then, Aridin.
Hey guys, kind of a long story, but I'm out of the Mage Asylum. I'm in a little bit of a hot pursuit. Where are you? I need some backup.
I start a coughing fit and go into the hallway.
Nadam is out the window.
A fireball soars past you, Aridin, and crashes.
Literally
into
a hot pursuit.
you.
Have I reached the hallway from my coughing fit yet?
What? Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, we're literally leaving tonight. Don't worry. Meet Bernam and Nadam at, and I tell her the name of that inn that we found in that bad part of town near the swamp.
It's called Bo's house.
It's in the swamp. Just go for the swamp, man.
Sign.
Okay.
As soon as he hears I'm in trouble, Nadam is out a window like it's an Edgar Wright film. And he's like, where are you?
To keep up with Nadam, but I will fail.
Arena will
Nadam brings the mask. She likes the mask.
Arena will make the most polite excuse she possibly can and run.
I need to use the powder room.
Totally sorry.
If I see you go past, I'm gonna be like, "Thanks so much for the information. You were really helpful. Thank you. Okay, bye."
And as you're leaving, Irina, he says, if you need any assistance again, Lady Sylvain, please do not hesitate to ask.
I will not. Thank you.
I hope your family a great day.
Girl, this bitch single. He's smooth as glass.
Hey, no,
I know.
he's mine.
This is the first guy Irina's met that she doesn't hate, other than the
I
ones
feel
in
like
the
you gotta ride that wave.
Irina, he is
Yeah.
too old for you.
Girl, that is the best kind of person.
You know, her last boyfriend was basically a vampire.
Irina is a
What?
minor.
Yeah, okay.
Not anymore.
Yes,
Her
she
last
is.
vampire was basically her
No, she
boyfriend.
aged up 10
Jake,
years.
that's gross.
She got aged by that clock. She's
That thing you just said is yucky.
Well, maybe this guy's only like 20.
She's
I
like,
bet he's totally silver foxed out and he's like 40 and it's like prime time and you should get on it.
Yeah, the Dom
Very
has
well.
faster move speed than you, so no.
Sylvain's like, you know the age of consent in Tartosha.
Get out of here.
oh.
All right. Whatever. Anyways,
Vampire spawn cannot get this up.
whenever Eridan tells us about the scrying shit,
I have not said anything. I'm not
I
saying
know. I'm
anything.
saying whenever that happens, group, don't let me forget what we said about amulets.
Does Eridan really care about scrying?
Lily will forget and he probably will remember.
Again, you got told pretty directly. Never mind.
Yeah, like I feel like if it had been mentioned, he would have been like, whatever.
Guys, I know it's a big deal. I haven't had a chance to act or not act on this information.
No, we agree. We agree.
She also can't talk about it in front of.
I know.
Yeah, I'm saying that for
I'm
Lily's
waiting.
sake. All right, Eridan, you're able to sort of convey the, like, you know, you're in the swamp and Dom's like, where are you? And you're like, I don't know, the city's on the left, right?
I
Like,
give him my vector. I got 3
you guys
bogeys on
begin
my 6.
to converge on each other.
Oh, I
Eridan,
the alert 5 Dragonborn.
Eridan, there are spells whizzing past you, and you feel like they're like they're floating and flying over the swamp and like casting these big old spells. They should absolutely be A, catching up to you, and B, hitting you.
Oh, it's the stormtroopers in the new home. Ah.
I see what you're doing.
But they
Ow,
are
you
not.
almost hit me. Ow. Stop the fire.
And after some time, Nadam running across the bit of city and then into the swamp, you absolutely see these all the lights and flashes from these spells
It's
whizzing.
not subtle.
And I say, Eridan, we smoking these guys?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
No.
Aaron, should I kill these guys?
Oh, no.
Then what are we doing?
Just escaping. Just help me escape.
Okay. What's around? Is it just a swamp?
You're in a swamp.
Just a swamp.
Just
I mean,
a swamp.
anything that would be in a swamp is around.
So there's rocks and there's trees and there's marshy bits and it's
And
lumpy
reeds.
and the
There's
wet
lots of
and
reeds.
lots of reeds. Yeah, Eridan is basically like running on the high bits and zigzagging. That's why it's especially suspicious that they're not catching up. They're like moving really slowly as they float, and Eridan's like
I
zigzagging.
thought you meant like literal smoke. Like, do you have some actual smoke that we can disappear into?
No, I wish I did.
Damn it.
Eridan's like, coming as fast as I can.
I would like to stay on their tail and wait for Burnham, because I don't have any tricks other than kill.
Mhm. Eventually, Burnham catches up.
Burnham, cast haste or something. Jesus.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could cast Fog Cloud, like, right in front of her.
I want to avoid the
There you
spells.
go.
I'll do that.
Fog Cloud would be all right though, because you could cast that in such a way that they haven't noticed Burnham or Nadam.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me check the components on that, just in case, but should be pretty easy. Yeah, dude, it's just verbal somatic. I'm not gonna like yell it. Boom. And I'm going to actually cast it at 4th level.
So you get lots of fog.
Lots of fog cloud.
All right.
Wow.
In front of you, Eridan, this fog cloud begins to appear. This massive, it starts to rise
Okay,
out of the swamp.
It's going to be an 80-foot radius.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Straight
good.
And you're able to vanish into it. And I'm not even going to make you make a check, because if you try and like hide and sneak out of it, you see them like floating above it, like, you know, casting some spells down into it, and like they're like clearly half-assing this.
It's so weird.
They're really sick at their jobs.
Yeah. I'm not
How do you
going-
think I escaped?
They seem either like they're half-assing it or they're just really incompetent.
They're faking this. They want you to get away, or they want to follow you.
Huh? Can't follow me now?
God, I wish I had sea invisibility prepared.
3 of us, we could try to take them.
I don't think we should. I think we should just get out, go to the base. Theo said we have a base.
Yeah, it's Irina's house.
No.
Oh,
That's
no,
not
the
our
new
base.
base.
Oh, the inn, sure.
Yeah, let's go.
You guys are able to slink through the fog cloud and out, and make your way back over to the edge of the city and into the slums.
Ooh.
Where's Quaros?
He said he had a plan, but then we got split up, and I saw a chance to slip out. I assume he's gonna be fine. If I got out, he'll get out.
Is he?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, the place was kind of locked down with magic. I mean, at least our cage was, so maybe it's blocking the signal.
I suppose we'll just have to wait for him to get back to us.
I mean, we should at least take this chance to, group up. Gotta take a minute.
How do they execute people here? Like,
The mages don't do public executions.
I feel like.
lame.
Can I see? I feel
They
like
feed you some of the black stuff and then teleport you 10 feet.
I feel like that they would do it like the way. Have anybody read the Aragon books? The way that you would kill animals in those books.
I don't remember how they did
Because there's a lot of things that if that's not there, you just die. So like you can snap a blood vessel that's really critical or something like that. So it's like very easy magic, really quick, and not that painful.
That's right.
Because they're very
Well-
businesslike.
Y'all's proficiency bonus is like +5 right now,
I don't know.
Sounds right.
Correct.
and Nadam, your wisdom is also +5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you're proficient in wisdom saves, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just checking.
That is the scariest shit you've ever said. Why do you say things like that?
He's frozen.
It's all good.
Oh, he's back.
I'm gonna close it.
Hi.
Hey,
Could
there
have
we
something
go.
to do with me just telling a little fib to him.
Perhaps,
Oh, I see.
perhaps.
Wisdom saving throws. It sounds like someone's doing magic on me, but I have no clue.
Okay. How close are Arena and I to this place we're meeting at?
You guys can all converge at the place.
All right, I hug Eridan a bunch, and I'm like, "Why are you so stupid?"
I was getting you out.
Well, don't
Why are
be
you
so
also
stupid.
stupid casting spells?
I
Sorry.
agree with Eridan.
Yeah, it's fair.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be.
I didn't cast spells.
Tequila whiskey's terrible.
Question: how do we get Quaros out?
He said he had a plan. Every time he has a plan, I find it's just best to close my eyes and wait for it to happen.
I
The less I know, the better.
I'm just going to say I'm not against leaving him there, but I could just simply walk through the walls. I've got a spell to do that.
Are you sure they
I
haven't
really don't think
insulated the
magic
building
will
against
work there.
Yeah, don't you think?
Baron,
our-
give me a history check.
All right, that's plus 10. I dropped my dice. I got a 12.
22.
Never mind.
All right.
Wait, 12 total or 22?
12 total.
Oh, balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Um,
Oh, that's not
yeah,
good.
I feel like kind of tearing my hair out about Koros, and there's this whole rebellion thing going on. Are there like bitches holed up in this place we at?
In the inn, I mean, there's a few people.
Anybody
Are
who
y'all in the
looks like
common
they-
room, or?
Yeah,
I would think
there's,
off in a
like-
corner.
Yeah.
Cool.
If there's like a little tiny area and then there's crappy beds in the back, that's the kind of place I'm imagining. It's just like crappy cots. Not rooms, it's all one room in the back where people sleep. You can rent like a cot for like a copper or some shit.
Right.
We wanted to be in a crappy area. I guess what I'm curious is if the mobs that we saw storm the palace had dispersed and some of those people were here.
You don't recognize anyone.
Well, I want to go up and get like, crappy beer or whatever is around. Nothing fancy.
It's actually just here. It's just swamp goo.
Fermented
Swamp
milk.
lager.
Fermented milk. Only if you pay top coin, silver.
Half a silver.
Yeah, you guys are able to get some drinks, some food.
I do have a plan, but it's a little roundabout and probably a bad one, but I do really want to do it.
What's the plan?
I would love it if we could create some kind of vigilante figure
Oh,
with
yes.
people to rally behind.
I think that having Fashion Dragon as a vigilante
So some-
figure and backup Jack Sparrow saving seems like a great plan.
Sow some discord, allow us to escape.
In other words,
City?
some discord.
What, Jake?
To escape the city?
Yeah, are we being pursued by mages?
No.
Well, they were half-assing it.
Not currently, and there's no walls around the city, so
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
just slip out.
As soon as Koros is free,
I really like your vigilante idea, though. I think that's a great backup career.
Well, then we have to just either sit here and wait for Koros,
I
or
am
we'll get him and probably get in more trouble.
I have like a headache from crying so much at the ball, and it's been a really long night. And then I had
It's
to
been a
pack
very
up
long night.
and all my stuff was all over the room that I had, and I had to pack it up really quick. And I just I'm so stressed out and tired. So I'm just like, let's just sleep tonight, and we'll figure out something in the morning. Aridin thinks he might be out, so whenever Koros is out and back with us, we'll leave.
Do we have any knowledge of how quickly they kill people for doing
you
magic?
do not have that information.
Should ask what's his face up.
Sure.
What you were able to gather before is that people do magic, they disappear, and they're not heard from again.
Okay.
I mean, and if we ask Aridin about how he was taken there, he's just going to say his head was covered the whole time, so he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
Or
Or
I know where it is. We just ran from there.
Well, even if you know where it is, I was about to say, you don't know which area he's in.
Right. I wouldn't know how to find him, and I don't think it's a good idea for us to go in there right now.
They
I
seem
think
pretty-
I think we'll all think better in the morning, and Koros might even be back by then.
Yeah.
Oh, I will relay all the information about dragons that I learned.
That doesn't sound like dragons.
To enslave a bunch of people because they're bigger and tougher than everyone, I feel like it kind of does.
No, that sounds like a bunch of smaller people who are upset that the dragons rule for a long time.
I will also
Get that
say,
dragon propaganda.
Madame, the history that you guys have of dragons in where you're from is nothing like that.
Yeah. And I would know.
What does your history say?
The Dramagons, at least the metallic ones, were benevolent rulers. And I mean, the chromatic ones were kind of mean, but not that bad. And then all the humans rebelled
How dare
for like no reason.
What the fuck, guys?
This is
That,
why
that sounds like a really equitable and fair system when one
And
person
now
makes all the
they have the
decisions. I agree.
exact same system with one leader and a bunch of people who he is in charge of, except now it's just a human instead of a dragon, and humans don't run things very well. So, what was the point, guys?
Theo is wildly unconvinced, but doesn't want to argue with the Dom because said reasons of before.
Nothing has changed except the administration got worse.
Theo is gonna crawl into one of those straw cots.
All
I
right.
guess sleeping and hoping Chorus gets out.
Everybody
I
bed.
think we should take watches.
I think
I don't think
maybe we should. I don't know.
we can take watches. I'll take the first watch.
I will take the first watch with Aridin.
I don't.
That's all right. I got it, man.
Not even watches.
Baron,
Well, then who do you want to be up with you? Because buddy system's important.
Well, Theo's tired, so Arena.
Okay. Baronum, can you scry?
Nadam goes to sleep.
I do not have scrying. No.
Neither do I. Oh,
Are all the little dragonborn sleep in their bed?
Theo's
Yep.
asleep.
Tucked in
Nadam's
for the
asleep. Barum, are you asleep?
I'm asleep.
Theo. Shh, Theo.
Shut up, Amos. I hate you.
It's me. It's me. Shh. Come here.
I like stumble out.
What are you doing here? Shh. Shh. You guys don't. Shh. Outside. Oh, okay.
I follow Aridin, not ultra skillfully.
as do I.
Should we stealth check?
Yeah, can we stop? I'm doing it.
Jake,
You guys don't need to roll stealth. You can.
Okay.
Cannon.
I don't know where the dom is. All right. Out to the common room.
Yeah.
To the far side of the common room. Okay. So listen.
I'm listening.
Stage whispering.
Probably. Yeah.
I know it was a joke. I'm trying to talk about it. Jake keeps freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nadam and Burnham can't know about this. That's why I didn't say anything before. Vizern Devere is able to scry through them.
Oh yeah, and I found out he's the leader of the Arcane Circle, apparently.
Yeah, I found that out too from insert. What was her name? I can't remember.
Valindra Shadowmantle.
Valindra Shadowmantle.
And
Remember her?
you wrote it on the back.
Dude, I hate that bitch.
Yeah, so I made a deal with her. She let me go. She
You're
assured me
making
that she would let
deals.
Koros go.
You want Koros now, making deals.
It was kind of all I could do.
Yeah.
Koros and I were going to be executed.
I
Good
think
point.
it was a fair move.
And
yeah.
Aridin's still the only one the only eldest brother without a dark pact.
I don't
I have
that.
a really good track on, okay?
I feel like this
You and your
squares.
grandma.
Hey, now that I owe this crazy lady something, and you owe this crazy lady something, I feel like we're
I don't owe her anything. I already paid up.
no, we're square now, man. We're good.
Nope, that's not how it works.
Level playing field.
Not how it works.
I'm
That's
gonna
not how it works. Is she old? Is she powerful? It's a pack.
I'm gonna
Doesn't
lean over to
appear in my
Aridin.
nightmares.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
lean
you
over
think.
to Aridin and be like, I don't know what Theo's talking about, but I think I'm on your side.
Either way, Koros is going to be fine. She said she'd let him go. I don't know. They had to do something. I don't know.
Well,
You
she
believe
sounds pretty nice.
Sounds like there was some extra planar reason for why Koros couldn't be here tonight. But yeah, we can't tell Nadam and Burnham about this. Something about them being native to this plane allows Vizern to basically see through their eyes, and anything they know, he knows.
Question. I'm pretty sure technically I'm native to this plane. Born here, then kidnapped. Do we think that that's
That is
a
an
problem?
interesting point. But
also-
Valindra Shadowmantle did not mention Irina being a problem.
She
only
indicated
said
that you were okay.
Okay.
So
We
I
also-
really hope so.
Technically, all our
Yeah.
bodies are from this plane too.
It's true.
So, like, it's not just that; it's something else. You know?
Anyway, that's
We'll
what's up.
go with that for now until DM intervention proves us wrong.
Remember how we had that deal with her about the whole Soulmonger thing? I did have to tell her all about that.
Gross.
But I feel like it's a square deal, and I feel like she's kind of, for now, temporarily on our side.
Well, I feel like that's a really good point. And you know, if she decides to use the information you gave her to take over the world and be super make it evil to everyone, then it's totally your fault. But that's reasonable.
Sure, but I couldn't be that much worse than Vizern.
Fair point. So do we have to ditch the dragon and Baron? I like Baron. He's pretty
No. I just wanted to tell you guys what was up.
We
So
don't
are we
need to say anything in front of them. Arena,
Yeah.
and I guess Eridan, but more Arena, magic shit. Is there something we can do to them to make them not have that happen?
To be honest, I'm not so sure that's the kind of magic shit I
Magic
know.
Google. Let me check.
I mean, your parents own a magic items shop.
Oh, we can definitely talk to my mom. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Hashtag or seal it.
I'm not sure there's anything I personally can do, but I would have to go over there and grab a book and figure it out. Because I don't know how scrying. I don't think Irina knows how scrying works. So
I don't either.
yeah, so I
It
think
just sounded like she can spy on us through them, which is creepy and invasive.
yeah,
Not a
very.
fan. Is Visitor watching when they go to the bathroom? That's really weird.
Ew,
I know.
it's gross.
Do we have a wizard? Is Baranum
We
a
do.
wizard?
Yep.
Baranum's a wizard.
Baranum, do you have 5th level spell slots?
I do indeed.
There is a spell, I think, that you can take called Mage's Private Sanctum.
That's cool.
I don't think I took Mage's Private Sanctum.
That makes basically like a room that can't be scribed.
It's like
Yeah.
Cone of Silence, but for scrying.
Oh yeah.
I request
it's
the
metal.
cone of silence.
But basically, we could have it
Yeah,
tell Najam and Baranum what's up.
that one's for the kind with towers and fancy layers.
You're asleep, Burnham.
Oh, sorry.
Is Brandon talking to himself in his sleep?
I guess I just,
Oh.
I don't have a solution, but it's something we can do
Let's
about
just
it.
go talk to Arena's mom.
Yes.
That seems like a good idea.
Do you want to do that tonight?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, y'all sneak off in the middle of the night. Back to
Wait,
Sylvain
no,
Manor.
wait. I shouldn't go,
Why?
because then it'll be suspicious. And I was second watch.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, me and Eridan will go.
All right. You head off to Sylvain Manor. You knock on the door. The butler, you can see, he put a robe on to come out.
So it's really late. I'll ask the butler. Hey,
Lady Arena, my apologies.
I'm
It's
so
quite
sorry
a late hour.
for all the interruptions. It's been quite a hectic night. Do you know if the family has any tools that would combat scrying?
And he says, well, you would have to consult the quartermaster and the inventory and see what sort of items are available. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
Is
don't
there-
manage family. I don't manage the business side for the family. I take care of the manor.
Of course. Where might be the quartermaster of this log of items?
He's probably asleep in his home.
Yes, maybe now is not the best time, Eridan. I don't know. Should we come back in the morning?
I feel like if we just talk to your mom, she'll be like, "Oh yeah."
She's probably also asleep, but yeah. Sure.
All right, you head upstairs.
Wake up, lady.
And you can gently awaken your mother. And at first she's confused, and then she's happy to see you. So
Okay, good. I'll give her tea or something.
she sits up, wraps herself in a very warm robe and blanket. You hand her the tea. You guys are sitting in the little sitting room at the foot of her bed.
Okay. Mother, I'm terribly sorry for the hour and what a hectic night it's been, but one of our friends, we are worried, is being spied on, and it is unfortunately quite urgent. We were wondering if you have any things to combat scrying or any magical methods of seeing someone.
And she says, interesting. Give me a moment. And she sets the tea down on the table, and she gets up and sort of hobbles over to a little box in the corner of the room.
We woke
She
up and
opens it, and she reaches into the box, and then her arm keeps going into the
My
box.
God, it's chest folding.
She reaches pretty deep, and then she pulls out a ring. Whoop. We lost Amanda.
Arena seems shocked by the ring. Stunned, truly. Do you have another one?
And she said, "I'm afraid I only have the one."
Okay. We can make that work.
I don't know what you caught, Nicole, but she reached into the box, arm deep, and pulled out a single ring. Eridan asked if she had more than one, and she only has the one.
Okay, that's something. That's good. I think that's good for this then, and then I will, get her back into bed, thank her, let her know that.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. I'm not sure if we will.
Thanks, Arena's mom.
And she says, "I don't know if you're staying any longer, but in the morning the quartermaster may have more."
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Very well. We will return in the morning. So sorry for waking you. We'll bring a present in the morning. I'll bring flowers. Cool.
So you're able to head off with your one ring of anti-scrying.
Woo.
So which one do we give it to?
Well, we could give it to one, update them, then give it to the other and update them. Right?
Oh,
I don't think he can
yeah.
read their thoughts. He just sees what they see, right?
I think so.
So as long as they
I
don't
don't
talk
know.
about them when they're not wearing it, then it should be okay.
I have no idea.
I don't know how magic works. This is your family business.
Jake froze for me.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
cutting
know-
it out, but no worries.
Does Irina
What?
know how scrying works, perchance?
A teensy bit, but here's what I will say: you are reasonably confident that if you do the ring one at a time, think that will work.
Okay, cool. Great. Let's do that. And then we can get another ring.
Yeah. So you are able to one at a time wake up Nadam and then Burnham and fill them in on why you were being cagey earlier, and explain everything with the ring. Nadam or Burnham, if you have any particular comments you want to add, please do.
I'm going to look around and find something small from this crappy little place, and I'm going to steal it. It's not valuable, but it's going in my bag.
All right. Nadam.
This confuses Nadam.
Don't judge.
Well, you guys aren't awake at the same time.
What's here? Are there any books? Is there like I don't know, a footstool?
You have a pint glass?
Sure, yeah, dude. That sounds great.
Question. Do we maybe want to consider only giving one of them a ring permanently, and we can do that switchy thing when we have really important stuff, and maybe trying to use Vizerin knowing some things and messing with him? And I'm saying this outside of the range of either of those two.
Yeah, I mean, we can just, leave it with one of them, and if one of them wants it, they can, secret motion for it or something. They can figure it out.
Yeah, right? That way we can, maybe feed him false information.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally gonna work. There's not another person.
I'm sure we can outsmart Visitor. Have you seen my int score?
He's only got an intelligence of 25.
You and me have really good int scores.
Our powers combined.
Yeah.
Still smarter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Probably got more int than the entire party combined.
That would be impressive.
That would be like an
He's
eldritch
like mine.
being.
Hey, you can only go through so many planes and so many existences or whatever this dude's doing and not get smart as shit.
So who's gonna take the ring?
Maybe we should give it to Burnham, since he can do all the spell things.
Ren? What? Huh?
You're all filled in. You guys are all filled in. They wake you up each one at a time, give you the ring, explain everything.
Yeah, we can give it to Burnham for now. I feel like they
All
can work it out between them, and we can always just check their hand to see which one has it.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Cole, I need some sleep.
Yeah.
I'm wired.
All right. You guys all sleep. Long rest. It's the morning.
What?
Have we heard? I try to reach out to Koros.
No word from Koros.
Bernaman, you said you can't find things magically?
Not really my thing. Defended a township for years. Dozens of years. Didn't really need to find anybody.
Eridan, which way did he go when you guys got separated? Maybe we could track him down.
I had a hood over my head basically the entire time.
I want to whisper to Irina and say, I mean, did you guys tell me about what you found out at your mom's house too?
Yeah.
And be like, didn't your mom say she'd have more in the morning?
Yeah, she does. We were trying to consider whether we want to keep one of them as an open line to.
It's better to
false-
have two when we need them.
Fair. All right, let's do
I
it.
mean, like, I don't know if you want to go back there alone because it won't be suspicious because you technically live there.
No, I'm fine with going on my own.
To speed things along, if you head home, your mom is able to take you over to the business side of town, go to the quartermaster, and arrange to requisition you a second ring of mind shielding.
Perfect. Cool. I'll bring that back and give they each have one.
All right.
It's a good thing these people are suspicious.
We gotta get out of Dodge, man.
We need to get Chorus out.
She said she'd release him.
We can't just leave without him. Can we? Maybe we can.
I mean, once he's out, we'll be able to talk to him. He'll be able to catch up to us.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
You said you felt like she was gonna hold up her end of the bargain.
I had no reason to think she wouldn't. She released me after I gave her everything she wanted.
All right. To advance this plot along, you get a message from Koros where he says, "Everything's fine. I'll be with you guys in a bit."
Cool, let's go.
As I thought, thanks.
Well, I guess we leave.
Yeah. Cool. We just didn't want to ditch him.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally reasonable.
Where to?
Well, we should go back to probably Selene. I mean, it seems like
What?
the mages
No,
don't want to
I thought
help
we were-
us.
I thought we had to go to.
Yeah, Isik to get the mages to help us, but there's a warrant out on all of our heads from the head mage, so there's that plan out of the window.
But he's
Where
only the
is
head
my
mage for now.
girlfriend/family, Jake?
In Nisik.
Yeah, I feel like we should go anyway.
Why?
It's my family.
So we're going to go to Isik, exactly where Vizerin wants us, and then get your family and take them back to Angate? Or Selene?
Don't we also have to go to Azai or something?
Why do we have to go to Azai?
I thought we had to go to
Talk to
Azai.
the Emperor. The plan was to talk to the Emperor to get him to lend the mages to you.
But the mages hate us.
Oh no, Vizerin hates us. This lady apparently likes us.
And what does she want us to do?
She kind of wink, nudge, nudge, not so subtly said, take Vizerin out. I felt. That was what I took from the conversation.
Do we think we can do that?
He's only a super powerful, multi-planar asshole, so probably.
He's of the kind of crop that looks at people like me, sees us as a number, and decides where we should go based on where he thinks will fit us. I don't know if he's really at our power level. Might want to hold off a bit.
You say he's the kind who chooses to succeed.
I'm just not confident that the six of us can fight Vizerin Devere. And if he wins, the entire Angate Envision fails.
But if we can't get the mages, then the rebellion will still fail.
So what's our plan? Go to Isik?
I say we start
Visiting?
heading to Asik and we can work on a plan as we go.
You also know, Theo, from your talk with Saniza, that the mages answer to the Emperor.
Oh, yeah. So we could go to Azai, you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
That
what
is
he's
what
saying.
Theo,
that is what
he'll just kill your
you might
family.
be saying.
But we could just go to Azai, and then if the Emperor's our friend, like that one king was our friend until we had to kill him because he sucked, and marry him off really awkwardly to that lady.
I think that's a bad example.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I'm going for. But basically, if we go to
There's that one queen who's my friend, but you hate her.
he might let my family go, and then we also get the mages. Everything is great.
Was the only
Why
version.
would I go
of
to the
this-
Emperor that I'm trying to overthrow?
You're not trying to overthrow the Emperor. Theo, what are you talking about?
Oh, we're trying to retake his shit for him.
No, we're not. Theo, you don't read any of the pamphlets I write for you.
Yeah, I just, I have one, and then I say I'm going to get to it, and then suddenly there's more than one, and then that's just too much reading. That is more reading than anyone should do ever.
They're like this big.
Yeah, well, that's bigger than a work order for the shop, so it's too long.
So for Lily's benefit, you guys want to take back West Azemar, and as a part of various agreements with various people who are helping you, you don't want to give that land back to the Emperor when you're done, but you do believe that in order to take it, you will need the help of the Emperor and his mages.
I'm really
fight yours.
confused.
And that's why I'm your political advisor.
There's the Empire.
Yeah,
Then there's the shit we're taking.
right.
The Empire stopped giving a shit about the shit that we're taking.
Right.
We're worried if we take it back, they might start giving a shit again. But we already promised people we wouldn't let them give a shit.
That makes sense.
The thing is, we kind
Also-
of need them to give a shit to help us take it.
Also, we don't know why they abandoned it, right?
You have some inklings.
Didn't we hear that the Emperor's son died,
Which,
Was
and
lost.
he's been despondent?
but didn't we just find out that the lost son was Emerald and that the Emperor is that guy that we saw when we were in Barovia?
Emperor Casimir.
Oh. Emerald's the key to all of this.
Well, if you know these
That's what
people,
happens when you get kicked off the show. You're suddenly really important.
True. Remember how
It's-
Wizard was Reese?
Oh my god!
it's the
He's the
reverse.
most important of all.
I want to be very clear that Ben was not kicked off the show.
I didn't say
He
it.
got really
I
busy
didn't
with
mean
work. And had
It's
to
the
step out.
reverse Fifth Ranger effect. When you leave the show, you get more powerful, and when you join the team, you get less powerful suddenly.
That's very true. Wow.
If you know these people, then let's go to Azai and talk to them.
No is a generous word. What Emerald is now is not what we knew. Got him on some crazy drugs, so.
You're not inspiring much confidence in this plan.
You know what? We'll
But
work on
I
the plan.
can't say no to going and getting your family.
We'll walk that way and we'll make a plan as we go. Is there like a equivalent of Agma's House of Knowledge here?
In Tartosha, no.
No, like between where we are right now and Azai.
Why don't you ask your party members who are from Azemar
Yeah, I
to make
asked
some
them.
history checks?
Yeah, I asked them. Ideally, I'm looking for a place that's actually like a dual awesome ale house / Agma's House of Knowledge
29.
/ pretzel house.
5.
I got a 29.
Holy shit.
Nice. Burnham,
No,
you
wait,
know
wait.
that
If it's a 29, does that mean it really
What?
is an Agma's House of Knowledge / ale house / pretzel joint?
Yes.
Dude,
What
Agma
those
does
pretzels?
They served Barovian pretzels.
Barovian style.
to at least know what's up. I mean,
Are
Hey,
Barovian
come out to
pretzels?
Barovia Fest this
They're
year.
like Bavarian pretzels, but not.
yeah.
I feel like they're just really shitty cabbage stew that like some soggy bread has been dipped in and kind of twisted into shape.
Burnham, you know that there is a library in Daristan. which is the next big city on the way north.
On my way over, when I first went to the Isle, visited Daraktan. There's a large library there. It's got all kinds of knowledge. Learned a few spells. Some scary ones.
Sounds useful.
Pop up the map for the viewers real quick.
I studied them to prepare them.
Right now, so looking at Roll20 in the map, all y'all are down here in Tartosha. You're going to end up making your way north. And Daristan is right here at the bottom of the Daristan Wood. I don't have the full map here, but Azai is much, much further north. Oh, I guess actually I'm realizing what I'm showing the viewers can't see at all because I'm not on my normal computer. Take it all back.
Yeah.
Well, it is northeast of Danalach.
Do you want me to hit the Roll20 button on your computer, Jake?
Let's not mess with it.
There's a map. We're going from here to here. We need to go there.
We need to go very far north, and on the way, along the long road, Daristan is the next big city north, and that is where the library is.
Well, between your curiosity and Koros's penchant for dark things, I'm sure we'll find something helpful in that library.
And it is, in fact, an Augman library.
Amazing. Is this like a branch? Are they in all planes?
They're in many planes.
So they're like McDonald's.
They call them Macca's in Barovia.
Got it.
Can I get a big Ogma?
Yes.
Call it a Royale with cheese.
All right. So y'all are ready to start heading north.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to split, man.
Is the Ogma barbecue sandwich back? I love that thing.
Limited time only.
The Ogrib.
The Og rib. Oh, I love those Og nuggets.
All right.
I like the King's foil shakes.
You all start heading north. And we're going to do a quick meanwhile. Hey, Nicole.
Oh, no!
Hi, that's me.
So,
Yeah.
you're, as you do each day, sort of tuning in, seeing what you've missed with the other arena. It's usually passive, but you can think about it. And you see that they are just leaving Tartosha. They're on their second day of travel out of Tartosha, heading north. And you and Sophia are just arriving in Daristan.
Okay.
Your carriage has made it to the city of Daristan. Am I cutting out again?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, you're okay.
I am cutting out again.
Oh, a little.
We're
Yeah.
cutting it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Wait for it. All right. Sorry, my internet's getting less and less stable as we go. You pull into the city of Daristan. Daristan is right at the edge of this large wooded forest and along this river. So the river, you cross a bridge over the river to get into the city. And the city is basically between the river and the wood. You see that a ton of this city is constructed of wood because there's plentiful lumber nearby, but also iron. A lot of the city is this dark black iron.
Cool.
Large city. I don't know what else to tell you about it. The iron parts are pointy. There are several throughout this large parks and villas where there's just some wilderness and some trees and some things. And the city is full of hustle and bustle. It's actually a very busy city, lots of trade going about, caravans coming through. You know that your fang bearers are only a matter of minutes to hours behind you.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
So there wasn't in Daristan there wasn't anything that I was particularly going to do here, was there?
No, your eventual goal is still Isik.
Yeah. Okay. Just
and
checking.
you haven't really told Sophia, why you're going to Seek, but you know that the party is roughly 2 weeks, 16 days behind you, based on how long it took you.
Okay. Well, I suppose first of all, I will go find a place to stay and get Sophia set up there. And oh gosh, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
To be honest. Sorry, I was trying to think of something. Forgot.
So,
Sorry.
no. If you end up, so you said you and Sophia get set up, in a nice inn. Sophia's a bit picky about which one, but she's paying, so it's fine. And then when you guys are getting settled in and setting your stuff down, you've got like a day or so stop over here before the caravan will continue on to Seek. They've got to sell their wares and restock and all that.
Sure.
And Sophia sits you down and says, "So your family and I'll do anything to help you and your friends, and I understand that we need to go to Seek, but could you maybe tell me why?"
Yes, I mean, of course, I'm sorry. I wanted to be sure before I spoke of it, but prior to I think it was prior to no, it was after meeting her. Our friend Emerald that you met briefly for a short time. He disappeared.
Right, he turned mother to stone.
Yes.
Saved her, frankly.
Yes. We believe that he has somehow been. We're not sure if it's some magical means of trickery, but he's been acting out of character, and he is there. And I wish to get there, and I know that the rest of the group will be heading that direction.
Why are we riding out ahead of your friends? If I don't have any particular power to free your friend.
No, I mostly want you here because I need help navigating everything. We're riding out ahead of my friends, not because of them, just because I'm a little bit concerned about our friend Emerald, and I think that we need to get there quickly, first of all. And second of all, I am a little bit. You remember the clone of me?
Right, yes.
Yes. I'm a little bit confused. I don't think that it's negative intentions, but I'm very confused about what is happening with the other group and me. And I wish to get there and try to... Sorry, I didn't prep any of this.
Yeah, give me a deception check.
Okay, cool. 1 sec, sorry. My time is being set. Okay. Sorry, 1 sec.
All right. Let me roll opposed insight. She seems confused, but she believes you, and you're all good. Everything's covered.
Okay. Sorry, I will think of a more thought out thing because I had one and I don't know where I wrote it down.
No worries. Do you have any instructions for your fang bearers besides to continue to follow you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if they could find any I mean, I think that they have weapons and stuff like that, but in
They do.
case they don't. Okay,
They're
good.
set with weapons.
And then other than that, I would just like them to find out some about the city and the layout of it, and essentially if there's anything that I think I can do to alert like the mages here that a wanted group would be coming. I would like to do that to try to slow the other party down.
Okay. Your crafty thing bearers are able to leave some anonymous tips
Perfect.
and some rumors, such that the mages may hear of that.
Sounds good.
All right. Otherwise, you're there for a day or two, and then you set out north for Isik.
Sounds good.
I'll just make a quick note on my calendar.
Sorry, and I'll find wherever I wrote that down because I did have some stuff I wanted to say to Sophia, but
no worries. We can pick that up another week. Let me just do some quick counting. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. After 16 days of travel on your horses, party, we'll say that Quaros shows up at some point. He appears magically while you're on the road. And you're like, what happened with the thing? And he's like, don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
God, does he have another dark pact?
And he's like, there were no witnesses.
He probably took the back door to hell. He
It's
has one in his
very
pocket.
Quaros to not tell you at all. Say everything's fine. I'm back with you. We're good. Mission onward.
The back door of the highway. So you know.
Again, he is just trying to tie his soul up in so many different agreements that if he were to ever die, he can't because there's the legal escrow would never end.
So he just gets to keep living.
Yeah.
And you all arrive in Daristan. I described the city already.
It's made of instant fortresses.
You are easily able to make your way to the library at Daristan.
It's a big place, isn't it?
It's a big old wood and iron building mixed in different shapes. It's a massive building. It's at the front of this large park. It's right at the front of it, kind of like the National Mall and the Congress Building. Like there's this big open space in front of it.
Who wanted to go here? Theoden?
I feel like we could do. I don't know. Hashtag hit the books. Like,
could
we need
the
to figure out.
Find out maybe something that the Emperor wants that is not the land to the west of here.
Exactly.
What could he want that we could provide? Maybe the lands to the east of here. We don't care about those ones.
No, and I feel like. I don't know. We need to learn a little bit more about the history of this place to figure out what he might want, what we can offer him.
Would he not want a connection with his son?
He has his son, as far as we know.
But he's a mage.
Is magic not allowed in the Library of Ogma in Daristan?
Non-mage, non-red mage magic.
Ooh. Okay. There's all these like librarians here, and they're just like looking around, like, don't look at those spells.
They only shush you if you use a verbal component.
The library, when you
They just
enter,
cast silence.
large stairs, various rooms full of books. And as far as you can tell, Bernham, all the rooms with spell books in them are gated shut with mages in front of them guarding those rooms. The only rooms that you can access are those of mundane knowledge.
Not in the restricted section.
All right, listen. I know we shouldn't.
Not from a Jedi.
Not from a
What?
Jedi.
I know that we're here to do research. Shut up, librarian. I know we're here to do research. And I know we got in trouble last time, but what if one of yous distracts one of them and I mage hand one of those books out? I kind of think that maybe they have good spells here. It's Ogma's House of Knowledge.
Sure. Let's do it toward the end of our visit. So that if it
All
goes
right.
south,
Fine.
we can all leave.
The patient and wise way, I see. Always for wisdom.
Yeah, people usually say that about me. Patient, wise, very attractive. Those are the three things that usually come to mind.
Yeah, when Mom's talking about you.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she makes the best stew in the world. Anyways, I'm going to just try to find a section on history, but I'm not a great researcher, so we'll see how this goes. I just feel like we need to know more about the Emperor.
Yeah.
Like, if there's like a, beginner's children's biography of Casimir the Great, I'll read that.
Mm-hmm.
Picture book.
Here's what we'll do. Anyone who wants to go reading through some books and figure some things out, give me an intelligence investigation check. And for every 5 that you get to ask a question.
I don't know what that means.
+5.
Like, I get to ask 3 questions because I got an 18, which is more than 15.
Investigation.
All right, we'll go down the line from the top. We can skip around if people don't know what questions they want. Irina, you get 2 questions about the history of the Empire or whatever.
I would like to know about the city we are headed to.
Azai or Isik?
Asik.
Okay.
And I want to know, essentially, does it have any special, governing systems? Is it magic still banned there? I assume, but check that. You're
You're just having more than 2 questions here.
Okay.
So some basic information about Isik.
Basic information about Asik, and something I want to know about the origin of the Red Mages.
Okay. Thankfully, those 2 topics overlap, so you were able to find one book that has both those answers. A long time ago, before the Empire, when it was just all these individual city-states who had, a few of them had thrown off their dragons, defeated them, rebellions, and were now their own cities. The mages formed a university in Isik to study magic, which before had sort of been in the purview of the dragons, to learn more about it. And they became an organization of mages. And then very shortly after that, the city of Azai and the city of Asik sort of joined forces. The mages leading Isik, and then there was a senate system in Azai at the time. Isik itself, you learn now is the home of the Arcane Circle. It's where the mages meet. It's where a majority of mages are trained. There are some that are trained at asylums and various other places, but it is the main place where mages are sent to be trained.
Okay.
It's coastal.
Okay.
It's part of the core of the empire, right? The empire started in Azai and Asik.
Seems good. Cool.
All right.
My turn?
Yep, Airden, 3 questions.
All right. I don't know. You can parse this up, but I want to go to the economics section because clearly I know a lot about economics. I would like to specifically look for books whose titles involve economic consequences on the empire following both loss of the Western Territories and the Calamity.
Okay, so there's no books yet about the loss of the Western Territories because that happened this year.
Man, there's no scholarly articles published in the journal section.
Not yet. You were maybe
Fucking
able to find
economists need to get on their shit.
some newspapers. So your first question was about the loss of the West.
Mhm.
And what was your second question?
Well, I want to know about the calamity, how that affected them.
And the calamity. Okay. And you're going to reserve your third question to hear the answers to those?
Sure.
So the loss of the West, the newspaper articles you're able to find, all seem sort of disdainful of the West. Sort of that's what they get for practicing magic and things like that. As far as you can tell from your information, that the West, there were no asylums built in the West, and there was a much lower presence of mages, higher incidence of magic users as a result. And a lot of the opinion of the East seems to be a sort of disdain that they practice magic, and this is what happens when you practice magic. Evil forces come out and eat you. It used to be dragons, now it's orcs.
I can't really dispute that. Seems to be true.
As far as economic consequences, a few of the cities, along the Dragon Spine Mountains, lost some trade, and you see, some stocks going down there. But for the most part, they were pretty separate because of those mountains.
Okay. Anything about the calamity?
For the calamity, yeah. So you're able to find more information about that, more scholarly work, because it's been 100 years. They're not really sure why the calamity happened. Just that, Kauai had been this just, peaceful breadbasket, this nice area where all this food was grown along this river. There's the river that runs through Daristan. It runs down, it flows south into Kauai, and then the winds go north, so you could sail up the river, the Nile.
It's Egypt.
Yep. And except, it was this awesome fertile land, and all this food came out of it. Astounding numbers. They were able to feed, massive portions of the empire. And then one day, out of the blue, suddenly, it was turned to desert.
So is the empire? This can be my third question. Is the empire still suffering food shortages because of that?
Yes.
Got
Yes, the empire has been suffering food shortages for quite some time. Thargassia, and this is the area, the Thargassian peninsulas, Tartosha and Arvaneta, these areas have tried to pick up the slack as much as they can. But it's just not nearly the levels of surplus that were there before.
Cool.
Nadam, you get one question.
I would like to find out if there was ever a mage or arcane circle uprising or coup.
Ooh. The best that you're able to find is not really about a coup in the Arcane Circle. As far as you can tell, there's not a lot of records about who is in the Arcane Circle and what their politics look like.
Quite hush hush.
I mean, just like, have the mages ever risen up and tried to take over?
You find no record of that. You do find records of things called the Davros Laws that were developed by the Arcane Circle and then adopted by Azai and eventually the whole Empire.
They mentioned those. It's like
those are the basis for the strict magical controls today.
Did Aaron get his third question?
You also find, Aaron's third question. Was
okay, sorry. I thought it was part of that first one. Or the second one.
Yeah. The other bit that you're able to sorry, what was I say? I lost it. So Lily asked me a question. What was it? Davros Laws, magic.
Those apply to a Seek and a Zai.
You do find some connections between when Azai, the Senate of Azai, gave special power to the emperor, the first emperor, whose name I don't have in front of me because I don't have the notes right here. that the arcane circle and the mages were huge proponents of the Dusk Elves that came in and the Emperor that came from the Dusk Elves. They were huge supporters of the first Emperor.
Cool.
Let's see, Bernham, you get 3 questions.
I don't even know if I have 3 questions, but I definitely want to know where are places that the Empire has waged war, had like even like small conflict with for borders and stuff in the past like 50 years.
That's like 50 years?
Yeah, like recent. I want to know what they're currently interested in. I guess just ain't longer than that because they probably have some places that are just too hard to get.
Yeah, so you look and basically, geography-wise, the Empire is most of this continent and has been for hundreds of years. To the north of Azayani there's a big, they call them the Wind Wastes. It's a big old desert. And like there's some people north of that, but the desert generally keeps that as a pretty wide barrier. There have been a few minor conflicts between the halflings of Fensmore in their island in the northwest and the Empire, but they mostly stay out of each other's way.
Okay.
Mostly because the Empire doesn't have a very strong navy, if any, so they don't really have the means to go sail out there to this other island. Otherwise, their control basically goes from the west all the way to the east up into the big old mountains, where north of those mountains is just snowy wasteland in the east. They've got everything.
They have most of what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They even had Isari for up until this last Isari. You knew the dwarves, the mages attacked, beat the dwarves, and then went across the bridge and took over Isari.
Okay. I guess second question, if that's not an easy answer. I want to know more about the Red Mages and their like how they identify each other specifically. Like how do they communicate and is it just like clothing that they wear, or is there like
Yeah, so most of what you're able to find is speculation from people outside of the Red Mages.
Okay, so it's not like military rankings that you can easily identify.
No, but this book basically explains that there are markings of like tattoos and markings on their face and head, which are often covered in hoods, but when they're like in battle, those hoods come down. I mean, you can see the markings on their head that have meaning, but these markings can change. The wording seems to suggest that when they use this substance, this Hydrolon Dark, that those markings change and their roles change when they do that. Their roles and ranks and everything can change on the fly.
Okay, that's interesting.
They're like clownfish.
And then for my last question, since I don't have an idea, I'm just going to say I want to try to find any sneaky spell info that I can. But I know I already have a plan that I can. I'm not sneaky spells. Just I'm gonna try to like sneak around and find anything about the spells that I can find in this place that isn't
If you can
locked
find
up.
any spells that aren't behind the door. Yeah, let's talk off stream about what spell you might be interested in adding to your spellbook.
Okay, cool.
Last but not least, Theo.
Hi.
You've got 3 questions.
Okay. Let me think. I want to know. Okay.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
It's really cold. It's not Chicago, but it's cold right now. So
You have a heater in that room.
I don't want to use it because I'm trying to make it cold in here.
So no complaining about the cold.
So, I want to ask, I guess, follow-up questions from what I think I understood from Eridan's answers about the desert. Do scholars have like hypotheses?
About what happened to the desert? You see the first, the hypotheses you come across mostly all seem to blame, unregulated magic that must have been secret because we didn't hear about it.
Yeah, that's their scapegoat for everything. Be original.
They don't like they don't really have any. They point at like some evidence, weird evidence, and crackpot theories and sorts of things that like no real hard evidence that like secret magic was happening there, but it must have been because that's
Is one of these articles written by Percy?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess what I want to know is, okay, here's my current thought process, and tell me if I'm crazy or don't. I'm in thinking of what we could offer the Emperor that would put him in our favor. If I was able to restore the deserts to their previous glory, that would be pretty fucking epic, and he should not ignore me.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
What's the research question?
Well, anything to help me with that, basically. Is there not a subject librarian on this crap?
How do witches work?
Okay. So some theories say it's magic. I'm sure some theories say it's divine.
Angry gods. Yep.
Yeah, it could be divine. It could be magic. I don't think anybody thinks it's the weather of the world.
There, you find at least one thing that's like, the winds from the far south, rapid transformation of climate change.
One guy's writing about global warming.
The city. So because it was a breadbasket before the calamity, what happened to the cities that were there? I guess that's my first question. How many questions do I get?
You get 3. So you.
Okay, yeah. That's my first question. Like, what happened to the cities that were there? What happened to the people that were there?
Yeah, so there were only a few cities there. It was mostly farmland. There's not a lot of record of what Kuaya was like before, besides just farmland. Like they would travel along the river and do trade along the river, and then like most folks did not go any deeper into Kuaya than away from the river. And so it was mostly lots of smaller towns and villages, not really major cities down there.
Okay.
Lots of ports.
Okay. And like, I guess I'm saying, like, were they abandoned?
So you find that they were mostly buried in sand.
Wow. So a lot of people died too.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is getting a little bit intimidating. But
You got one more question.
Huh?
You got one more question.
What? Why was that 2 questions?
Because the first one was, what are the theories about it?
Oh, I was trying to understand what he already told you.
He said, what are the causes and what happened to the cities? That's 2 questions.
All right. Fine.
Baronum didn't use his third, so you could maybe ask him. You could maybe.
No, it's okay. What? I know you said there's not much written about it, but what Kauai was like before. But is there any indication of like cultural, magical, or religious rituals or practices in the area prior to the calamity that could give us an inkling of either some kind of divine connection or using this types of magic, any kind of shred of anything?
So for a very long time, you find like nothing. Everyone says like Kauai was just a really boring place where there was farming, and that was it. Until you find this one particular tome that when you start reading it, you feel like must have been written by a madman. He claims that all of Kuaya was an illusion, that when you step beyond the veil, it was this mystical place controlled by dragons. The dragons were still there, these mystical, powerful beings, 9 of them, and that, the water would run uphill and the things just float and move at anyone's behest, and just this almost like Seussian description of a insane magical world
That's clearly allegorical.
hidden behind the illusion of farmland. That they simply willed the food into existence.
Okay, are there any... Is there magic involved? Is it a certain type of god?
It's all just this absurd magic. This he describes like using this insanely powerful reality bending magic for the absolutely mundane.
Any...
What are the sources he cites?
Can I check this book out?
This person claims that they saw it with their own eyes.
I want to show this book to, like...
But it does read like mad ravings.
I want to show it to Koros, basically, and be like, look, this is obviously all huge metaphor, but are there any symbols you recognize associated with certain schools of magic or types of gods or whatever? I'm looking for anything. And you can answer that next week if you want, but...
Yeah, I'll answer that next week, I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Not
clock.
my area of expertise.
We will end for time right here, and next week you guys can
Wait,
start
what
your...
about Baronum's last question?
I didn't have a third question to ask.
Oh, so you can wait and save it for next week.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
That's what we'll do.
Cool.
Next week you guys can start your caper to try and get a spell book out of Ogma's House of Knowledge.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a plan for it.
Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Please do comment, message the page, give us your feedback. My players, please do message me tonight with your rose, thorn, bud. That is the thing you liked, the thing you didn't like, and the thing you're looking forward to. Lincoln, take it away.
Please tune in Monday night, 7:15, to see the players in Into the Black.
Oh, okay.
See if they can stop Harper's plan in the 11th hour at the last very second, and also see if the Dragonkin Kinksand Lalador is like a cool guy.
All right, sounds
I
good.
have a feeling he's not.
Lily or Alex, I'm going to need one of you to click stop streaming for me.
She doing it.
Bye-bye now.
Adios. Go with Ogma.